How's it going, everybody? This is Shady of Shady Horror, back with another watch. This is Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive. Who made who? Let's go ahead and get into the synopsis of this. When the Earth comes dangerously close to a renegade comet, man made machines take on a life of their own and rebel against their creators. Emilio Estevez stars as a reluctant hero who must lead a disenfranchised group of truck stop refugees against an army of deadly tractor slash trailer rigs. Propelled by the rock and roll of AC/DC, Stephen King's wickedly funny movie of metal mayhem is a sci fi masterpiece. My copy here is put out by Video Treasures slash Anchor Bay. Some old school VHS here. So, yes, this is Maximum Overdrive. It is from the year 1986. It is rated R and it has a runtime of 1 hour and 37 minutes. Written for the big screen and directed by the one and only Stephen King, who makes a cameo in here and is pretty much the first person we see on screen. A rockin' ass soundtrack, super thick 80s vibes, and a comet that passes Earth causing all machinery to go haywire. This gets rolling from the get go. It's a lot of fun, one I remember watching very early on in childhood, and you know what? It's still a blast. This one ain't afraid to go there. A steamroller rolling over a kid, plenty of blood, and the iconic Green Goblin big rig. Whereas in a short story or a novel by Stephen King tends to dive obviously deeper in depth with story, characters, and just life in general, Maximum Overdrive is just made for the movies. It's a straight up popcorn flick. Machines on a rampage. Some of the machines are rusty and the roads are dusty. Everything from pinball machines, pop machines, and of course, vehicles. Just any old mechanical thing starts up to go after people. Emilio Estevez starred in some iconic movies all throughout the 80s and 90s, but especially in the 80s. Breakfast Club and Repo Man come to mind right away, and even like what, Young Guns. I like the scene where the kid is just riding his bike down the block and seeing all the dead bodies and carnage that has already taken place. Something eerie about seeing vehicles drive by themselves, and now, of course, we have that these days. And I, for one, remember when they were first testing them in the Phoenix area when I lived there. Eerie shit. And yes, there were some fatal accidents when they were testing them, like in real life when I lived there. Plenty recognizable characters in here as well. And Stephen King does a good job as the director and keeping this one rolling. Pun intended. Not sure why the just married couple's car wasn't affected right away like the other vehicles, but hey, shit is fun and funny. This is a road movie too, and the people kind of get pinned down and surrounded in a gas station. This is a fun flick I do recall seeing very early on, and it is nostalgic for me and really cool to have on an old copy of a VHS here. It doesn't hold up super superb or anything. It's just one I always remembered, and it was for sure a lot of fun to revisit after so many years since I had seen it last. Like, it's been a long time since I had watched this one last, along with the last couple Stephen King movies that I've just been going through again after many years of not watching them. Simple yet effective premise, though. Just think of how much we rely on mechanics, electronics, just power in general. What if that turned against us or just stopped working all at the same time? It would be chaos, turmoil, and destruction. I mean, even simple stuff. We all wouldn't be on this internet right here, right now. And shit, this movie was made before even the gas pumps were digital. It's kind of cool seeing like the old school gas pumps and stuff too, as like they're just rolling along. A cool convoy of old school big rigs. Of course, that main memorable one being the Green Goblin rig. It does drag a bit in some parts and get a bit slow, but hey, they are stuck and inside the gas station. I know this movie does have some awesome Blu ray releases and various artwork, but for me, this is another I'm glad to have on old school VHS, just for old time's sake. Some cheesy 80s fun right here. You probably either love it or you hate it. I love it. Old school 80s vibes galore, and Stephen King did a good job directing this one. I hope everybody's doing good out there. I've been kind of on this Stephen King adaptation slash, just Stephen King movies and stuff, and just going through the collection again. Just reminding everybody out there, I have plenty of videos up and running. If you want to check out my VHS collection, it is up. Same with my DVD collection. I have them all on the playlist, my Blu-ray collection, many Howl videos, and of course, separate things of like reviews and watches. I'll probably start another playlist here soon for the Stephen King horror. I hope everybody's doing good out there. Hope everybody's doing well and enjoying their horror flicks. Today, this was Maximum Overdrive.